This is Katie Shell with Essential Journeying. I am an intuitive healer, astrologer, aromatherapist, Reiki master, like I've said before, lots of different things that I do, lots of different modalities that I bring into my work. But what this is specifically is a reading for the upcoming full moon, which, as I'm reading this, is going to be 29 degrees of Aquarius. And of course, the sun will then be at 29 degrees of Leo. We'll also be talking about Uranus retrograde in this, and some of the impacts of that are a little bit broader. I'm hoping or planning on doing another little video on that, on this Uranus Saturn square that has been dominating the last year and will continue to be impacting us through next year, especially as that affects people who are in either their Uranus opposition, which is around 42 years old, so between like 41, 43 years old, or with one of their Saturn returns, either their first Saturn return at 28 or their second Saturn return around 56 years old. So depending on where you are in that, you're going to have, this is all those things, those stages of our life are extra hard, are hard as it is, but having this Uranus Saturn square on top of that is making it even more challenging for all of those of us who are impacted by it in some way or another. But let me get to this great full moon that we have coming up. So that aside, all of this stuff, all of the big planets, now all of the major planets will now be in retrograde during this full moon, which means it's time to revisit, redo, rethink, reinvent, re-examine, redoing everything, feeling everything, slowing down, going backwards over the things that we've done, especially over the last 6 months or so. So you'll see this impact, in the world we're in right now, that people are taking a step back. Things that were moving forward are now taking a step back. And so we're going to be in that for a little while all of these are in retrograde. Then once they start switching back again, we'll see that change, but we'll be going over this stuff once more before then we really finally move forward. So just being aware that that is kind of the background that's happening, and that is a constant. The other thing that is a constant right now is Pluto square Eris. Eris is the goddess of discord. Pluto is the god of transformation and change. And so both of those like to shake things up a lot and change things. And so just keeping in mind that that is real, that ongoing square is also in effect right now and continues to be in effect for a while. And it's pretty close right now. So just again, being aware that there are lots of changes, lots of upheavals, lots of surprises with Uranus also by this full moon being in Aquarius. Aquarius is also about surprises. Uranus rules Aquarius, so we have a lot of that Aquarian energy, a lot of that surprise energy. So again, going back to specifically with this full moon, this is our second full moon in Aquarius in a row. This year, all years we either have 13 full moons or 13 new moons, and so because of that, we always have 2 in the same sign. And so, but the way that they happen in our lives, because of the way that they aspect other planets, the way they aspect our natal charts, they're gonna feel very differently. So, but these themes of Aquarius and Leo are still about our self-expression. They're about how we are out in the community. They are about creativity. They are about just really being more self-aware. from different, you know, they're different sides of the same coin, because whenever we're talking about oppositions, we're talking about the full moon, which is always an opposition between the moon, which is our nurturing, our emotions. So emotionally, we're actually, Aquarius can feel a little cold emotionally. Aquarius can feel more pulled by the technology. So whenever you'll see more energy around, you know, social media and things like that. When we're in that Aquarius, we'll see more kind of those disruptions and the emotional hits, emotional triggers maybe on social media right now. And so as they are balancing and almost preventing us or challenging us in our own freedom of expression, our own creativity with the sun in Leo. So with the sun in Leo, it's about playfulness, it's about excitement, it's about just shining, it's about individuality, it's about being ourselves, but being ourselves in a way where other people take notice of us. You know, the sun is like that. Normally, of course, anytime the sun is like that, it's about shining the light, taking notice. But Leo is ruled by the sun, and so that is extra. It's, again, extra, that, like we talked about at the new moon, that the sun in Leo, the sun rules Leo. So we have an extra level of that need to shine, that extra need to stand out, that extra need to share our ideas and our creativity and the things that we want in the world. Aquarius, where the full moon actually is this time, again, is about, it can be like emotionally withdrawn. It can be not withdrawn. Let me rephrase that. It's not that Aquarians can appear emotionally withdrawn, but they're actually, because they are able to remain calm, are able to be sympathetic without losing themselves. They are able to care and be compassionate without becoming overly emotional and overly involved with this. So it's a nice time to be intellectual with our emotions. It's a time to think about how we feel about things and think about how we react to things and why we react to things in different ways. And so this full moon, it's about social. They're both very social. Both Leo and Aquarius are both about being social, about other people, about bringing other people into the lives. Aquarians both are extremely loyal. So it's balancing that. So bringing that together and balancing our personal needs and our ego in Leo with our idealism and our ideas, and our excitement about sharing and being part of a collective with Aquarius. So finding your balance, figuring out where that is for you. So when we are in the full moon, we are talking about what are we releasing, what are we paying attention to move forward. So what are we paying attention to here? We are paying attention to, again, to our social circles and how we interact with our social circles and what's the most important to us, what we find intellectually stimulating, what we find creatively stimulating, and really letting go and releasing those things that don't. So I think we talked about rhododendron before. I'm still talking about rhododendron now, because rhododendron is about connecting with our spiritual family and releasing those connections and those ties that don't inspire us, because we want to be inspired. Leo wants to be inspired. The sun in Leo wants to be inspired. Aquarian has lots of creative, interesting ideas, thinks outside the box. So bringing those two together, bringing the balance to create a more nurturing environment, a more creative environment, a more, when I say nurturing, more intellectually nurturing, more stimulating environment, not necessarily emotionally stimulating, emotionally nurturing in that way, but creating that community environment where we are able to shine and be that creative force that we want to be, and have that community that we want to be, so that we can do the things, express ourselves, share the things, share our knowledge, share our abilities in a way that we feel nurtured by, a way that we feel that is in alignment with our paths, in alignment with our own abilities. In addition to that, we do have Mars and Mercury are conjunct right now. They're starting to move apart at this full moon, but they are right now, and that is about communication. It's about passion. It's about passion, and it's in Virgo. So in Virgo, where it's going to be about detail oriented. It's about service. So communicating communicating our passions, communicating in a way where we are more discerning with that, where we are more considerate, where we think about how things maybe have an impact and how to communicate those things, the things that we are excited about. And so that can sometimes trigger anger issues because we have Mars involved. So we have to be open to that idea. We have to be aware that that there will be anger in communication. There will be eruptions because remembering that we have that square still with Uranus and Saturn, which is all about eruptions. So now we have this Mars Mercury thing. So some of this may come out in our communication. Now, beautifully, that is also trining Pluto, and that is also trining Uranus. So that means trine is harmonious. Trine is about elevating. Trining is about encouraging. So we are going to be encouraged to speak for our transformation. We are going to be encouraged to follow our passions for our transformation. But just be aware that everybody's going to be doing this, and that sometimes the fallback or the pushback of that with other people in our lives may feel jolting, and so having that compassion, and again bringing that moon in Aquarius back in, that full moon in Aquarius back in, of being a little bit detached so that we can observe other people's emotions, so we can be compassionate for other people's emotions without falling into their drama. And so all of this is working together in this lovely harmonious way to really spark our creativity, to create community, to create again, breaking things down to break through, breaking things down to evolve, breaking things down to create a larger community where we can all shine better, where we can all stand out better, and we can all express our creative ideas better. So I hope this video helped, and I will be back again in 2 weeks-ish with the next new moon. We will be moving just right after this. It moves out of Leo season into Virgo season, and so we're going through from this passion into a little bit more again, discernment, a little bit more meticulousness. So it'll be it's always an interesting transition when we transfer. We already have Mars and Mercury in there, so just the Sun is just going to go ahead and join. Venus is already all the way to Libra, so we will be talking about that next time. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy your week. Bye.